Can a living creature choose never to grow up? Could it regrow a severed arm, rebuild a damaged tail, and repair a seriously injured spinal cord? What if it could even restore parts of its damaged heart or brain? Would abilities like these make it almost indestructible? Then why is this creature, found in aquariums all around the world, disappearing from its own natural home? And why are scientists trying to unlock its secrets for the future of human medicine? At the center of this story is an animal so extraordinary that it almost seems unreal. This creature is called the axolotl. The axolotl is a species of salamander native to Mexico. But it is very different from the salamanders most people know. Most salamanders begin their lives in water. Later, they go through metamorphosis, lose their gills, and develop into adults capable of living on land. The axolotl never fully completes this transformation. Even after reaching adulthood, it keeps many of its juvenile features. The feathery, branch-like structures on both sides of its head are external gills. These gills allow it to absorb oxygen from the surrounding water. It can also rise to the surface and breathe air using its underdeveloped lungs, while its skin provides another way to absorb oxygen. So the axolotl is a fully grown animal. It can eat, reproduce, and live for many years. Yet throughout its entire life, it continues to resemble the larval form of a salamander. Scientists call this condition neoteny. It is almost as if nature pressed pause during the axolotl's development and allowed it to remain young forever. Most axolotls seen on the internet are pale pink. They have dark eyes, tiny legs, and mouths that make them look as though they are constantly smiling. But most wild axolotls are not pink. In nature, they are usually dark brown, gray, black, or covered in mottled patterns. These colors help them blend into muddy canal floors and hide among aquatic plants. The pink and white. But do not let their cute appearance fool you. The axolotl is a small but effective predator. It feeds on worms, insect larvae, small crustaceans, mollusks, and any small fish it can catch. When prey comes close, the axolotl suddenly opens its mouth and sucks in both the water and the animal in front of it. Although it has small teeth, it usually swallows its food whole instead of chewing it. What truly separates the axolotl from most other animals is the way its body responds to serious injuries. When the human body suffers major damage, the injured area is usually closed with scar tissue. This is a fast way to protect the wound, but the missing structure does not fully return. In the axolotl, the process works differently. When it loses a leg, the wound is quickly covered by a special layer of cells. Then, beneath the surface, a mass of cells called a blastema begins to form. These cells multiply and start rebuilding the lost body part according to its original biological plan. First, a small bud appears. Then bones, muscles, nerves, blood vessels, skin, and toes begin developing in their correct positions. After some time, a new and fully functional leg replaces the one that was lost. Even more surprisingly, the axolotl is not limited to doing this only once. It can regenerate the same limb multiple times while preserving much of its original structure and function. Its regenerative abilities are not limited to its arms and legs. The axolotl can also repair parts of its tail, jaw, skin, and seriously damaged spinal cord. Research has shown that it can regenerate damaged tissue in parts of its heart and even certain areas of its brain. This does not mean that the axolotl is immortal. It can become sick, grow old, suffer fatal injuries, and die because of poor environmental conditions. But the way its body reacts to damage remains one of the most extraordinary biological mysteries scientists are trying to understand. The axolotl has been studied. The problem is that many of these genes do not remain active in the same way once humans reach adulthood. When an axolotl is injured, however, it appears able to reactivate certain biological programs normally used during early development. The goal is not to place axolotl genes inside humans or to regrow a lost human arm in the near future. No such technology currently exists. But understanding how the axolotl heals itself could one day help scientists develop new treatments for spinal cord injuries, heart damage, and serious tissue loss. This small salamander acts almost like a living laboratory, helping us understand why the human body creates scars and why some of our tissues cannot regenerate. The name axolotl comes from Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs, and is often translated as water monster. In Aztec mythology, the animal was connected to Xochimilco, a god associated with fire, lightning, and transformation. According to legend, when the gods were required to sacrifice themselves, Xochimilco tried to escape. He transformed into several different forms to avoid being captured and finally hid in the water as an axolotl. Today, the axolotl is one of the most recognizable animals in Mexican culture. But its natural home has become dangerously small. Axolotls once lived in lakes Xochimilco and Chalco in the Valley of Mexico. As the city expanded, much of these lakes was drained, altered, or destroyed. Today, wild axolotls mainly survive in a small section of the Xochimilco Canal system in southern Mexico City. Axolotls can be seen in many countries around the world. They are kept as pets, displayed in zoos, and bred in scientific laboratories. But in the wild, the situation is completely different. The axolotl is classified as critically endangered. Urban growth, polluted canal water, and the destruction of its habitat have caused its population to collapse. Invasive fish such as tilapia and carp, which were introduced into the canals by humans. Scientists and local farmers are now working to create cleaner and safer refuges in Xochimilco. Some canal areas are protected from invasive fish using filters and barriers. Traditional farming areas known as chinampas are being restored without harmful pesticides, while water quality is closely monitored. A study published in 2025 showed that captive-bred axolotls were able to survive, move, and feed after being released into restored natural and artificial wetlands. The results offered important hope for the future of the species. But simply breeding more axolotls is not enough. Their clean water, aquatic plants, prey animals, and entire ecosystem must also be protected. Saving an animal does not only mean keeping it alive inside an aquarium. True conservation means allowing that animal to survive once again in a natural environment where it belongs. The axolotl can regrow a lost limb. But it cannot restore its polluted lakes or rebuild its destroyed habitat on its own. Perhaps this small creature, with one of the most powerful regenerative abilities in nature, reminds us of one simple truth. Nature can sometimes heal itself. But only if we give it enough time and space to do so.